Wir haben es ins Inventar gekriegt. Ne, doch nicht. Ist es doch bei... Ah, hier ist es. Großes Messer. Ein großes und schönes Messer, dessen Klinge ein Name eingraviert ist. So. Dann... Hey, Loot. Na, oben lang. Geht besser. So, die Sache ist jetzt nur... Geht jetzt hier der Kampf ab, hä? Dann hoffe ich mal, dass die Questgeber dann noch alle leben. Nein, nein, nein. Aus, pfui. Böse Böllerpfeifen. Sucht euch jemand anderen. Gibt es im Pembroke Hospital. Bringe das Messer. Clay. Weil ich gerade mit dir quatschen kann.
Hey, Doc.
Hey, Clay. Das Krankenhaus wurde angegriffen?
Are you all right? I heard the hospital has been attacked.
For a second I thought the bastards were here for me. They had guns and everything. Maybe they're a new gang trying to expand.
Okay, sie haben also schon gewüterisch.
I have found the gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future crimes.
Who knows what I might do now I feel invincible again.
Da gibt es ein Problem gerade für mich. Was ist das Problem? Das hätte ich schon längst abschließen können. Die Frage ist, hä? Die wurden angegriffen. Ich dachte, ich muss schnell hin, um noch beim Kampf mitzuwirken. Oder war das eine völlig falsche Erinnerung? Tja.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
50 EP. Man kriegt also doch EP. Für das Abschließen dieser Aufgaben. Warum habe ich dann beim Barbesitzer, beim Tavernenbesitzer dann nichts gekriegt? Hä? So. Warte mal, wem hatte ich noch? Falsch, das da. So, also wir haben ihn abgeschlossen. So. Aykroyd. Tippet. Halt.
Good evening.
I need blood.
Hab ich doch gesprochen.
Are you all right?
They were vampire hunters, and they were looking for me. Bless poor Dr. Swansea. They beat him, but he didn't say a word about me.
Sie haben ihn verletzt. Was wollten Sie?
They hurt him, you say?
Yes, I hide in the shadows, but I've heard them.
What did they want?
They wanted Dr. Swansea to confess his guilt and admit to relations with blood drinkers.
Erzählen Sie mir von Thomas Elwood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Ah, Liebe.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Bla bla.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
Es war ein Missverständnis. Niemand sucht nach ihnen.
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal.
Die andere hätte eher
Take
gesagt,
this as a reward for
sie
you.
wollen gar nicht das Ziel. Sie sind völlig kaputt. Sie
Perhaps I
sind
will allow you to
paranoid.
drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind. I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
So. Und was schließen wir jetzt als nächstes? Wieder.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Are you all right? I heard the hospital was attacked.
I heard they were police in disguise who came to arrest Dr. Swansea. This place is a dump.
Okay.
Mortimer is extremely vague as to his motivations for committing suicide. Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
Why did your son feel so useless when facing the world?
I think it was more that he could only see the melancholy facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Ja, da gibt's viele Menschen, die glauben, sie tragen die Last aller. So, der Abschiedsbrief ihres Sohns.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
Ihr Sohn könnte erneut versuchen, sich umzubringen.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
Er hat Glück, sie zu haben. Bereiten Sie sich auf das Schlimmste vor. Sie verweigern die Realität.
You're right. Your son's death was not fatal. And unlike many on their own, he is lucky to have you by his side.
I can't give up on him. I just can't. I have conceded many times in my life, but giving up on my son is something I am incapable of.
Ein Hinweis. Stellt die Effektivität des Pembroke Hospitals in Frage, lehnt die offensichtliche suizidale Tendenz ihres Sohnes ab. Beatrice verheimlichte den Selbstmordversuch ihres Sohnes, um ihn vor einer Gefängnisstrafe zu bewahren. Wie krank ist die Gesellschaft, Leute einzusperren, weil sie Selbstmord begehen wollen. Aber ich glaube, dazu habe ich schon mich klar und deutlich geäußert, als wir den Hinweis gelesen haben. So, fehlt immer noch ein Hinweis. Okay.
Your son asked me to find this letter, Mrs. Goswick. However, I thought it would be preferable to give it to you.
I already know what I'm going to read. Mortimer, why are you acting in this way? I have done everything I can to help you, but it's not enough.
We will talk about this letter later. I understand that you need some privacy.
Before you leave, take this for your trouble. Thanks to you, my son still has a future. Perhaps.
100 Schillinge. Njom, 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 njom. Das mundet aber lecker in der Geldbörse. So.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Bye, bye. So. Jetzt zu dir, Freundchen.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Are you okay? I heard that the hospital was attacked.
I'm fine. No one has been hurt, as far as I know.
Ich weiß gar nicht, ob bei meinem ersten Durchgang hier Leute gestorben sind, weil ich andere Entscheidungen getroffen habe. Ich weiß gar nicht. Habe ich bei meinem ersten Durchgang den alten Sack zum Vampir gemacht? Keine Ahnung. Zu lange her. Tut ihre Kehle weh? Natürlich tut die Kehle weh. Was ist denn das für eine Frage? Ihre Mutter lässt sie nicht im Stich. Ich habe ihren Brief gelesen. Oh, da ist mal das.
Let you down, Mortimer. Don't you share her hope for a better future?
No. I don't.
Won't you even try?
Do you want me to promise you I'll get better? Do you want me to tell her the same thing? I could, but it would not change anything.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair while the world crumbles around you. Tell me more about it.
There's nothing more to say, really. It's hurtful, it's unbearable, and I don't ask anyone to understand what I feel.
Schmerz ist ein Wegweiser. Verzweiflung ist ein tödliches Gift. Sie sind ein glücklicher Mann. Na nee, ist er ja nicht. Aber die beiden oberen sind beides Wahrheiten. Ja, toll.
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir. We're only tempted to drink it because we're terrified by the uncertainty of the next minute.
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long, hoping that the next minute would be less unbearable.
Okay, es war schon mal nicht falsch. Aber es hat uns jetzt auch nicht wirklich weitergebracht.
I have to go now, sir.
Sorry. Alright. So, da bleibt jetzt noch diese Kasperköpfe hier. Vielleicht knacken wir noch, ne? Beziehungsweise was heißt knacken, erreichen die 7000. Erzähle Soros Strickland, was passiert ist. Da. Hey, Strickland.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Erstmal hier, was hat das
Are
mit
you
dem
all right?
Handgriff?
I heard the hospital has been attacked.
As far as I know, nobody's been hurt. But who were those men? Why attack Dr. Swansea?
What happened to him?
We don't know. They came in, they went out. In between those two events, Dr. Swansea went missing. Maybe he just went into hiding nearby.
Ihr Zulieferer ist fort.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve it, I'd be glad to accept your help.
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments, I may try to gather these substances and even help improve upon the mixture.
That's all I'm asking for, Dr. Reed. That's all I'm asking.
Aktualisiert. Okay. So, Bluttransfusionen waren bisher ohne Erfolg. Medizinisches Können wurde in der Vergangenheit in Frage gestellt. Setzt seine Patienten heimlich einer experimentellen Behandlung gegen die spanische Grippe aus. Okay.